Ahoy, my hatchlings, and we are back in Zetacraft, where, well, last time we started on this new base, and I'm still really excited about it, but we have a serious materials problem. You see, I still don't have any materials, and this is basically all made out of concrete, which is really unfortunate, because in my industrial area, I have literally 92 shulker boxes of white wool. I have so much wool here, and so much of it is white wool, because originally I was going to make a big industrial district here and, turn this into a massive perimeter, and I had a big plan here, and it was just too stressful and I wasn't super inspired by it, so I scrapped it. But I spent months preparing for this, and so I have so many shulker boxes of wool, but the problem is the texture of wool it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work, and it's so frustrating, because otherwise I would have so many materials right here. And I am sort of playing like we have in the past, but I'm not ready to go back to 2013 Minecraft yet. Trying to do this. No, I don't think that's a good idea. Buying concrete itself is really expensive, and right now I don't have all that many diamonds. I think I have 2 stacks. Yeah, that's not going to go very far. Oh, I do have a shop though. Where's my rocket shop? Oh, okay, I can't see it from here. I do have a shop. Let's go check and see if we have any profits from that. That might help. Okay, let's see what we have. So, TNT. Ooh, hello. Yes, that is very nice. And then, ooh, I sold a bunch of elytra. Okay, there's 2 more stacks of rockets right there. But I really need to restock these rockets. Okay, that is sold out. But half of these go to Geek. So, here we go. Another nice pile of diamonds. Okay, so we got ourselves 3 stacks of diamonds, which is great. That more than doubles our diamonds. But that's not going to get us very far if we're buying concrete. So each one of these is about a shulker box. 3 shulkers of concrete does not get you very far. Even if I got it at a discount, it'd still be 6 shulkers. And there are technically other blocks I could use. I could use snow, but snow is awful to farm and craft. I could also use quartz, but quartz is even worse. So I think I still want to go with the concrete. Okay, should be a couple shops around here that will sell the ingredients, so maybe I could just assemble some myself for now. Okay. Gravel, 3 stack for, nope, that's not a barrel. No! 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 Oh, that's the wrong emote. This is the emote. Nope, that's not the emote. There we go. Oh, that did not go well. Okay. Yeah, there's no gravel. There's no gravel. Okay, is there at least sand? Sand. And 2 stacks, 1 diamond. Okay, there is plenty of sand. And I think we get a free shopping cart. Okay. So, let's just take a shulker for now. Okay, so 2 shulkers of sand. That should hopefully get us a decent way through things. Well, at least get us off to a start. So, now we need to figure out gravel. I think, oh, there's a gold shop over here, and I know Time has what are those things, the pig things that were added in 1.16. One of those things you can trade with. Here, gold diggers, gold blocks. Nope. Okay, not up here. Down here. Let's see. String, splash potion, fire charges, leather. Nope. Golden carrots. Obsidian, crying obsidian, netherwork, quartz. No! No, they don't have one here either. Okay, I think I need to go gather gravel manually. Bane! Why did I do this to myself? Why did I choose to build something out of these materials instead of any other material? All the white blocks are terrible together. Okay, well, let's go ahead and gather ourselves up a few shoulders of gravel. I hate gathering gravel. Dig, 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 dig. Okay, so we got ourselves some sand, we got ourselves some gravel, and we got ourselves some white dye, so we can go ahead and make some concrete. I'm not going to make all that much, I'm probably just going to make 2 shulkers, which should hopefully be enough for what we need today, because I really don't want to, breaking all that concrete is so annoying. I even have a face for this one. It's so annoying. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and make some concrete. I hate this. I hate this. Okay. Not this episode, but one of these episodes upcoming, we're gonna build a concrete converter if we're seriously gonna build this giant thing out of concrete. Because, oh my god, I forgot how awful this is to do. Okay, so we've converted ourselves 2 shulkers of concrete, and let's go ahead and place in these other petals. And how will we do that in the form of a story time? A little time-lapse story time? That sounds good. So, I was thinking today I would talk about how, I have a new job here in the Netherlands, and I am currently working as a lecturer at a university. Well, not technically a university, it's called a hogeschool here. But a hogeschool, in the US, we don't have a term for, like, the hogeschool. We just call it a university there as well, but it's like a university of applied sciences where it's much more focused on practical aspects. And I think that's really, really cool, actually, because, you know, when I was in school, there was a lot of time you spent learning things, and, you might apply the things, but you never actually really use them. You're never really creative with them. So for me, I always found that where I really learned was I was in this rocket club called EarthSets, and you know, building the rockets, working these things, solving these problems, that's where the real learning happened for me in university. And so I think this host school model is actually a really cool one. But anyway, for the next block, we are working on, or I'm working with another lecturer on developing a project for the students to do. This is for thermodynamics. And what I'm going to have them do is take a pump water into a boiler, and then boil it, and then take the steam and run it through a turbine and generate some electricity, and then solve it for a bunch of points. So they'll get to actually play with one of these things and sort of get a feel for it and really figure this stuff out. But this whole process has been well, first off, I'm really having a great time just getting to design this project, and I really hope the students have a great time with it and really enjoy what they're going to do. But so I have a 3D printer now. I have an Ender 3 V2, and I had one of those back in the US as well. And I'm not sure if I've messed up the CAD or something, but almost every step there has been some just real problem with this whole design. So normally when you design centrifugal pumps for rockets, they run at a pretty high pump specific speed because the hydraulic efficiency gets really bad as you get to really low pump specific speeds, as well as the performance just gets bad when you're running at really low flow rates. Of course, if you're doing something with students, these things can't spin very fast. An electric motor goes about 2,900, and a drill goes at like 1,000 RPM. Really not very fast at all. And these things would want to spin at like 10,000 RPM at least, maybe more. So I had to design one with a pump specific speed that's just incredibly, incredibly low. And I'm holding it in my hand right now, and actually it's really cool to just hold these things and get to see one of these things and you know I made this the other day, and it's just cool to hold one of these things in your hand. But I've never designed one with such a low pump specific speed. I'm just worried that it's not going to work together. But this whole process, just things keep not quite working. I don't have the pump, or not the pump. I don't have the printer fully dialed in yet, so things just don't quite fit. And so first, I printed the wrong turbine, or not the wrong turbine, the wrong pump, or the wrong impeller. I can't remember the word for this thing. I think it's an impeller, because I changed the design slightly so it could be supported. And so that was the first mistake, and each of these things takes so long to print. And the prints are gorgeous. Don't get me wrong; they are gorgeous. But you can definitely really notice the prints, especially or the weirdness, especially as it crosses from a perfectly flat surface to a curved surface. And but none of these parts fit together, and just this little impeller took like I'll show a picture of it on screen. Just this little impeller took like 7 or 8 hours to print, and then I had all these other parts to print as well, and they just kept not working. First I screwed up the CAD just without realizing it slipped through on me, uh, and so the front part of the pump just the front part of the pump casing was just wrong, so it doesn't fit together there. Uh, and then on the back part, you know, despite these things that they should fit together, they don't. They just don't. And but not only that, it messed up the print, and I think I'm just gonna have to. I think I'm just gonna have to sit down and redesign these things because, oh my goodness. And beyond the fact, like, if I was building something to go to like, a couple hundred psi at, a specific speed of like 1,000 instead of 250, I could, I know the thing would work fine. But at this speed, I don't necessarily know that it's going to work fine. I don't have a huge amount of time to get it done, and so it's a little bit of stress. And it's just like, oh god, is this all going to work together? Uh, but it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna try and hopefully try and fix this in the next week, and maybe I can get a picture for one of the future story times. But I might build a screw pump as well because I know I can make a screw pump work. It's one of those things, the students, they're not going to see screw pumps all that often. They're going to see centrifugal pumps with impellers. They're going to see those a lot more. So you want them to get to work with those instead of a screw pump. But it's like, oh, gee, just yeah, having a screw pump as a backup is probably a good idea. Yeah. Uh, okay. Anyway, I yeah, let's go back to the present me. Story time over. Bye bye. Okay, well that took me almost exactly a half hour to do, which if I was using Lightmatica, this would have probably not even taken me 5 minutes. But okay, let's go see how this looks from the sky. Get an idea of how big this thing actually is. Okay, it's still really small actually. It's still really small. And that time it actually only used up like a little more than half a shulker, so I should actually have plenty of materials available. But yeah, there you go. You can start to see the shape of this thing with the big giant petals. It does still look really small. I think it might just take a little bit of time for me to really readjust my expectations of size. You know, it's just that outline took a half hour. Okay, okay, yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I like that. One thing I've been thinking about though is, once we get actually, I need to get a little bit further away. Here, let's just float over here. Once we get, once we get these other things in, I'm worried this is going to be a little flat. And from my experience over there with the Romulan floorboard, just a little bit of angle can make it just a lot more dynamic. And I'm wondering if we just angle this up just a little bit. So instead of being perfectly flat here at the bottom, it goes up at like a 15-degree angle type thing, maybe even a little less. But just a little angle, just to sort of lift it out of the water just a little bit. I think that might make it look really nice. I really don't want to do it. Trying to have to replace all of these things and now do it at an angle. Geez, why do I do this to myself? Okay, let's do that. Okay, this has actually not been as bad as I expected it to be. It was, oh shoot, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then 8, and now, oop, nope, darn it. Okay, and now we go across to this edge here, and then this will be done. This was not nearly as bad as I thought it was, and until I tried to be speaking and doing this at the same time, I was actually doing pretty well with it. And, oh no. Okay. Oh, this is where I screwed up. Nope, this is where I screwed up. There we go. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, there we go. Now that is all done. And, you know, now that I've actually put these things into place, from above, it still looks pretty small. And this is actually these are all 16 blocks shorter than I thought this was. So instead of it being 250 blocks across, this thing is actually like 220 blocks across. But from here in the middle, it actually looks okay. It looks okay. I was a bit concerned about the slope and trying to get that right. I eventually wound up going with a roughly an 8-degree slope, which is about 1/8. Originally I was going to do 15 degrees, but it was just so steep. And I think this is still a decent enough scale for this, and it does add just it just makes a lot more dynamic than just being the straight flat. Because you see you have these angles here, and it looks really nice from this angle right here. I think I'm okay with keeping it at this size. I don't think I need to extend it out the additional 16 blocks, and I really don't want to redo everything, because this was already quite a bit of work. But yeah, so that's that. Uh, I, I guess that's all we didn't have time for this episode, so I guess for that, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! Yeah, that looks okay. That looks okay.